These Midtown bar and restaurant owners tell Eyewitness News they feel as if they're under attack.
For 27 years that we've been here, we never had this problem.
They're getting noise violations, tons of them, from citizens working on behalf of the New York City Department of Environmental Protection. The DEP tells us 2 New York City residents are responsible for issuing more than 5,500 noise complaints against bar and restaurant owners since January of 22.
Every party needs a pooper, that's why they invited you. Party pooper, party pooper.
We've discussed in past on how New York City lawmakers are handling the situation. We had a video out talking about how they've screwed over Staten Island with the congestive pricing that's coming, and many other rules and regs that basically they're pushing upon New York City that's causing businesses to shutter their doors forever. I mean, we've lost some great places to eat. We've lost some good supermarkets, department stores, and all of this is because of politics. The respect for the business owner, whether it's a corporate giant or whether it's a mom and pop, has been just thrown into the garbage. And one thing about New York, and if you've never been to New York, a lot of the restaurants, shops that are on there are run by independent people, not corporate giants or anything like that. And they try to squeeze out a little bit here and there into their pockets. And some of them have been in business for a long time. One thing about it is, sometimes some people that move into the neighborhoods don't like what's going on at night, on the weekends especially. When there is a lot of foot traffic, restaurants are out there with customers, music, nightclubs, a situation which, if you're living in New York, you're going to get this. When you move into a particular neighborhood on there, know what's around your neighbors. If you don't like the noise, come out to the outer boroughs. Even though we have our noise situations out here. But when it comes to when you're close to nightclubs and clubs and restaurants, you're going to expect it. We are a tourist mecca when it comes to, well, we used to be a tourist mecca. And you're going to have a lot of people coming into New York to taste, to enjoy themselves, to listen to some great music. But it seems like with a lot of these mayor administrations, especially this particular one, they've been pushing out what they call bounty hunters out there. And these bounty hunters have been going after noise pollution, what they're saying. And they've been overzealous on how they portray some of these restaurants and clubs and stuff like that. And a lot of them don't even live in the neighborhoods that they're going around and making money because the city is paying them. They haven't educated them. They haven't taught them anything, what they have to look for or stuff like that. They just, said, hey, you can do it. We'll pay you. Let us know, and we'll send out the tickets. It's about time that this happened, and we're going to discuss this today in this video. Well, the restaurants and clubs and night, places, all these places, they're going to start fighting back now. Well, like I said before, these great places, clubs, nightclubs, jazz places, restaurants, well, they're fighting back now against the Adams administration, which they have done nothing. I mean, this is a guy who used to be a cop, who's now a mayor. Now, I'm not saying that, a cop can't be a mayor or anything like that, but, the thing about it is that you have to respect. Just like when you were a cop, You have to respect the municipality, the people who live in New York City, because you work for them. They don't work for you. I've kept maintaining this on any politician, any mayor, governor, even a president. Is they're hired to do a job for the people, by the people, as it says, in the Constitution. So basically, we're going to read into this from the New York Post. Jazz Club sues New York City after ticket blitz from Adams-empowered civilian noise police bounty system. The Adams administration is enabling a citizen bounty hunters who rake in big bucks by illegally banging businesses with hefty summons for violating the city's noise pollution regs, a new lawsuit charges. Mayor Adams and the City Department of Environment Protection is allowing a modern-day bounty system to cavalierly operate where self-appointed noise police with no formal training using smartphones to test sound levels, claim Mohan John Akatar, sorry if I mispronounced that, owner of Swing 46 Jazz and Supper in Midtown's famed Restaurants Row, in a Manhattan federal court civil rights lawsuit filed last week. The suit also accuses Manhattan-based lawyer Eric Eisenberg and 30 unnamed citizen enforcers of using fraudulent methods to dish out noise code summonses that run $440 to $5,200 each.
He climbed up onto this post and he was sticking his cell phone like way up into the speaker. And I said, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing?"
DEP says Manhattan-based lawyer Eric Eisenberg is the #1 issuer of noise complaints and has submitted 3,029 of them since September.
Of which they stand to collect up to 50% of the fines levied. Eisenberg has filed 3,000 complaints since January 2022, the most of any citizen enforcer records show. He and other enforcers place their listening devices up to the glass windows and speakers of bars and eateries to capture sound levels exceeding city limits, according to the suit and eyewitnesses. They handed out summonses directly or filed a complaint with the DEP. These guys continue daily to wreak financial havoc around the city to hard-working restaurateurs who are barely staying afloat after inflation, COVID, and skyrocketing rents, said Sarah Harris, a singer and manager at Swing 46, told the Post. These ridiculous violations have to stop now. Restaurants will be forced to close. Hayes said she previously confronted Eisenberg after spotting him sticking his smartphone up against the Jazz Club's patio speaker. The suit alleges Swing 46 facing crippling fines resulting from at least a dozen summonses, including one in default, issued by Eisenberg and other citizens. Anthony Ignorelli Jr., a lawyer for Swing 46, said dozens of other businesses on and near the Restaurant Row, including Mercury Bar, Rag Trader, and McCarthy's Pub, have been hit by the ticket blitz. Rag Trader is in the district where it's mostly shops. That's near Herald Square, if you're familiar with the territory. That's like 33rd, 32nd, I think that's around there. The wave of citizen-written summonses was spurred by a program then Mayor de Blasio created in 2019, allowing citizens to make money by ratting out drivers who leave commercial vehicles idling. Some of the citizens who were enforcing idling regulations moved on enforcing noise pollution to score bigger paydays. Eisenberg and Queen resident Demeter Dietering are responsible for roughly 95% of the 5,892 civilian noise complaints issued nationwide since January 2022 records show. These summonses, which are decided by the city's Office of Administration Trials and Hearings, total at least $2.4 million in potential fines. Think about that, if they get 50% of that. Eisenberg insists he is helping New Yorkers and that he cut his fines collection total only 4 figures, with many of his complaints tossed or yet to be decided, because people have fought back on that. That's why. He calls Swing 46 a bad neighbor that must start following city laws. He might not even live near there. The other person lives in Queens.
Citizen enforcers in many cases they're actually incentivized by racking up the violations so that they get a cut and make some money.
DEP Commissioner Rohit Agarwal says DEP is bound by New York City law to pass along the citizen citations to business owners. He says DEP is working with the New York City Council to draft legislation which would prevent citizen enforcers, he says, from terrorizing businesses.
I personally think we should continue to allow citizen enforcement, but it's got to be shaped and channeled towards the goal first of getting businesses to comply, not whacking them with thousands of dollars of fines that they didn't know about.
The suit also accuses the city of refusing to turn over evidence as discovery to Swing 46 so it could properly fight its summonses, and seeking a court ruling to end civilian ticket blitzes and unspecified money damages. City lawyers declined to comment on the lawsuit. However, DEP Commissioner Rohit Agarwal, whose agency oversees the noise code, has said it's disappointing that a small group of people are abusing the system to terrorize local businesses for personal profit under the pretenses of protecting the environment, and that he plans to work with the city council to make common sense changes to the law. And this is not the only thing that has happened. We've heard stories where there have been legal challenges, even products, and this is not only New York, this is around the US, that certain lawyers have and certain people have made a fortune suing companies over certain ways things are manufactured, or warnings to the situation that there is not a particular warning. Like, for example, I think one of them was a pen that please do not put in the ear. They sued the company to put in a statement not to put the pen in your ear. Think about that for a minute.
Do this one next. This is number 4, the electric skillet. And the warning says, caution, griddle surface may be hot during and after cooking. I would hope so.
They'd probably be sued if it wasn't
a griddle.
hot.
Obviously, if you're putting your pen here, that's, your stupid thing. But someone sued to make sure the manufacturer put a danger thing on it. Most of the stupid dangers, like what you see on a cup of coffee, or basically, no, it did not come from that lawsuit where the lady got burnt on the leg. No. People were suing before that, okay? That basically did not have warnings. I mean, obviously, if you have a cup of coffee, it's going to be hot. Think about that in your mind. Have you had a cold cup of coffee unless you're having a cold brew? Put that in your mind. But see, the thing about it is, this is what happens when it's like HOA boards. They just literally want to ticket everyone, not making money off the backs of the taxpayers, the business owners, people who bring customers to the neighbor, that infuses taxes into New York City to pay for things, to pay for the roads, to pay for construction, to pay to maintain the city of New York.
He was just sued for violating the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act. A woman in a wheelchair claimed the store was not wheelchair accessible because the entrance has a tiny step. Sued him even though he has a bell. Had she rung it, he would have come out with this ramp to let her in.
She sued me. I have a ramp, I have a doorbell, wheelchair accessible bathroom. So definitely she didn't come into my store.
Didn't even come to his store? Well, it turns out the woman has filed 46 similar lawsuits. The New York Post calls her hell on wheels.
I think she just went up and down and just sued randomly whoever she thought to pay it.
I invited her and her lawyer to be on this show. They said no.
Extortion. Basically, that's what it's called, extortion. They want us to pay $500 to drop the lawsuit and the lawyer's fees.
They're just suing everybody.
She sued the owner of this drugstore, too.
It's a scam because they are going through all over the city. And exactly same thing. And they are just trying to compromise with you.
I understand. There are some places that the noise levels are through the roof. And yes, you should call 311, and that's the way it should be handled. 311, and let it be handled through the Department of Environment Protection. Not to the point where people are sitting there with their iPhones or their cell phones on the windowsills, on the windows of the businesses, trying to detect how much noise there is in a room. And the thing about it is, you're detecting the sound level of not only maybe the music, the people that are in that establishment. See, that's the thing they don't put into this article. You could have a restaurant that may be playing their music normally, not too loud, and you have a crowd in there and they're talking at a monotone level. Some of them a little louder than others, or they might be cheering on a game that might be on the screens on there. And they're adding that to it. People enjoying a meal, people having fun, discussions and stuff like that. These are the party poopers. These people that are writing these tickets are literally the fucking party poopers.
Every party needs a pooper, that's why they invited you. Party pooper, party pooper.
And I hope these restaurants get their due in court and shut down these party poopers. But hey, who am I to talk about this but a madman with the show? Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to share this video, hit the like, notification bell, and hopefully maybe today's the day I've earned your subscription. Once again, we are on vacation and we'll be back in September with some great content for you. New episodes of Madman with the Show, Fast 5, and also the return of Madman Cafe exclusively on Rumble. And also, if you want to help support a content creator like me, there are two ways to do it. Below is listing in our description. You can make a fast one-time donation, even for a cup of coffee. It would greatly be appreciated. It's listed below. And also, we do have a merch shop, which this month for back to school, we'll be offering an additional 10% off. Be sure to use our promo code of summer 10 and get an additional 10% off your next purchase. Thank you for clicking on this video. We'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, support your local content creator.